It was a beautiful sunny afternoon. The sky was clear, and Roberta was driving home after a long day at work. She loved driving with the windows down, feeling the fresh air on her face. As she drove through a quiet neighborhood, she was lost in her thoughts, thinking about her plans for the weekend. Suddenly, something caught her eye. Out of nowhere, a small dog darted into the street. Her heart stopped for a second. Instinctively, Roberta swerved the car to the right to avoid hitting the dog. The dog ran off safely, but Roberta wasn't safe yet. In her quick reaction, she had lost control for a moment. Before she knew it, her car slammed into the side of a parked car. The sound of metal crunching filled the air. Her hands shook as she gripped the steering wheel, her heart pounding in her chest. Roberta sat there, stunned, for what felt like minutes, but was probably only seconds. She looked at the parked car. There was a clear dent on the side where her car had hit. She swallowed hard and stepped out of her car. As she walked towards the damaged vehicle, she felt a wave of panic wash over her. The neighborhood was completely silent. No one had seen what happened. Her mind raced. Maybe I can just drive away. No one would ever know. She stood there, staring at the damage. Her hands were trembling, and she felt a knot forming in her stomach. She thought about how easy it would be to leave. But something inside her didn't feel right. Roberta remembered the lessons her parents had taught her growing up. Always take responsibility, even when it's hard. She knew she had to do the right thing, even though she was scared. Roberta took a deep breath and reached into her bag. Her hands were still shaking as she pulled out a small notebook and a pen. She hesitated for a moment, her mind filled with doubt. What if they get really mad? What if they make me pay more than I can afford? But deep down, Roberta knew that leaving without saying anything would be wrong. With shaky hands, she began to write. I'm so sorry I hit your car. It was an accident, and I didn't mean to cause any damage. Here's my phone number. Please call me, and we can work this out. Roberta. She folded the note and carefully placed under the windshield wiper of the car. Roberta stood there for a moment, looking at the note. Her heart was still racing, but she knew she had done the right thing. Before driving away, she took one last look at the car and whispered, I hope everything will be okay. That night, Roberta couldn't stop thinking about the accident. She kept checking her phone, waiting for the call. Every time her phone buzzed, her heart jumped, but it was never the owner of the car. She imagined all the possible scenarios. What if the person was angry? What if they asked her to pay a huge amount of money? Her mind was full of what-ifs. She barely slept that night, tossing and turning, feeling the weight of her decision. The next morning, her phone rang. It was an unknown number. Her heart skipped a beat. Roberta hesitated for a moment before answering. Hello? A calm voice replied. Hi, my name is Carlos. I found your note on my car. Roberta felt her stomach tighten. This was it. She took a deep breath and said, Hi, Carlos. Yes, I left the note. I'm really sorry about your car. I was trying to avoid hitting a dog, and I accidentally swerved into your car. Carlos was silent for a moment, and Roberta's heart raced. Then he said, I appreciate your honesty. Most people wouldn't have left a note. Roberta felt a wave of relief wash over her. She had expected anger, but instead Carlos seemed calm and understanding. I'll take the car to a repair shop and get a quote for the damage, Carlos continued. Then I'll let you know how much it will cost to fix it. Of course, Roberta replied quickly. I'll pay for the repairs, no problem. Again, I'm really sorry. They ended the conversation politely, but Roberta was still nervous. She didn't know how much the repairs would cost, and she worried about the financial impact. A few days passed, and Carlos called Roberta again. I took the car to the shop, he said. The damage isn't too bad. It'll cost around $300 to fix. Roberta breathed a sigh of relief. It was a lot of money, but it wasn't as bad as she had feared. That's totally fine, Roberta said. I'll transfer the money to you right away. Carlos thanked her, and they arranged the payment. After everything was settled, Roberta felt a sense of peace. Later that evening, Roberta sat on her couch, thinking about the past few days. She realized how easy it would have been to walk away from the situation, but doing the right thing had brought her a sense of calm. The accident had taught her a valuable lesson. Mistakes happen, but what matters most is how we handle them. Taking responsibility might be scary, but it builds trust and shows character. Roberta also felt grateful that Carlos had been understanding. He could have been angry, but instead, he appreciated her honesty. In life, we all make mistakes, but it's how we respond to those mistakes that defines us. Roberta's story is a reminder that honesty and responsibility are always the best choices. Even when things seem difficult or scary, doing the right thing brings peace and respect. In the end, Roberta didn't just fix a car, she learned a lesson in kindness, honesty, and responsibility. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and help support our channel. Thanks for watching.